What is going on? This is Michael Hacker with the Hacker Outdoors podcast. On today's episode, we go over the latest footage from Jaime O'Brien and Ben Gravy, talk the faux pas nature of cargo shorts and pants, and then Joey gives us an update on the upcoming fishing tournaments headed our way. Without further ado, oh, check one,
Oh,
two, 1 2 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen, Joseph McCormick dropping stuff with his victory shirt on today.
yes, sir. Nine line.
9 line. I meant to ask you, what is that tattoo on your arm? I always
Gaelic for
okay.
hope, because I need hope.
I
It's
think
the Gaelic word for hope.
I think
You
I
know,
think we could all use some hope.
yeah,
Yeah,
especially me
yeah,
sometimes. So,
yeah. We'll leave it at that. Well, I'm going with the old school Notre Dame sweatshirt.
oh man, let's go
Represent.
Notre Dame. Let's go.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, this I got this when I was out in college. We senior year did a road trip out. Actually, we went to Boston, then we went to Chicago and Notre Dame. And we were in Notre Dame for St. Patrick's Day, and it was
Insane.
yeah,
I
incredible bedlam. I think I saw someone die. They it, we'll leave it at that. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in the entire world. She fell out of a balcony playing catch with people across balcony, and there were cops everywhere. I, I've never seen so many drunk people in my entire life. It didn't hurt, of course, or help, I guess, that Notre Dame had played a basketball game that day.
did they
Um,
win that day?
I,
I mean, it was
I didn't.
probably sheer pandemonium out
It
there.
was it was pandemonium, pandemonium, bedlam, everything else in between. And we went to this bar, and I'm not a big drinker, and the leprechaun was there along with a bunch of the
Oh,
players, and he
man.
was just going nuts. It was
This
I've never seen anything like it. And I didn't go to a big college like that. Montclair State University, has sports, but it's not. It's not a sports college, right? It's a commuter college. When you go
it's
to
growing
Rutgers,
though. It's
yeah, it is
growing.
growing,
It's
but you go, you can't compare that to a Notre Dame or Ohio State or
no.
any of those colleges, man. It's holy cow! But yeah, this is that old. Much to my wife's dismay, she says that thing is disgusting and old, and I'm
Oh,
like,
you
it's
got to
still
keep it.
trucking,
Got to
man. It's
keep
like,
it.
yeah, come on, yeah,
Got to keep it.
going on 20 years old. This sweatshirt, so I will keep it until it literally falls apart, and it hasn't yet. Um, but Joe, thank you for joining, man. We were sharing earlier some videos, and I gotta say, like, a bit flabbergasted. I just got done watching Ben Gravy's uh, uh, toe surfing 50-foot plus Hawaii big swell
Well,
in
yeah, that's the
years.
thing. If Jamie's saying 20 to 30 feet, that's Hawaiian, and Hawaiian's, is half the size of what the normal people say their waves are. So, if we're claiming 10 feet on the East Coast, to them that's 5 feet. They measure waves different. So that one wave that I'm blank on his name. Kalani caught with him.
Yeah,
That was like a easy 80-foot face. I mean, that thing was insane. And for, you know, him to say that was the biggest wave of his life,
yeah.
that tells you how massive it was. And same with Job. Jamie was saying the same thing. He caught the biggest wave of his life. It's absolutely insane. And then Kalani Chapman saying that. I mean, that's huge. And then Ben Gravy's out there charging with him. I mean,
And he's
Jamie's
not a
video.
big wave surfer. I mean,
Well,
that's the
he
crazy
he
thing.
he got into it recently with Will Scudden, and Will Scudden's the East Coast legend who's a big wave guy. And Will invited him out to Oregon, and Ben went out there with him for several days, trained and rode some pretty big surf out there. And Ben said, the bug just bit him from there. Um, but to me, there's people out there on the internet who like to rag on Ben sometimes because he does a novelty thing and gets stoked on small waves. That guy flat out rips. His two riding is it's gotten insane. Some of these barrels he gets, and him going out there and surfing outer reef on what the Hawaiian legends are calling one of the greatest they ever seen it out there is insane. I mean, to me, it just cements his legacy. I mean, he's balls to the wall, man. I mean,
I I've subscribed to Ben Gravy for years, right? Big. I'll take him for what he is. I get it. Like people don't like him because they feel like you said he's a little gimmicky, a little
Well, they
chutzpah
rag
or
on
whatever. But
there's always that subset in any type of sport or whatever. You know, he's so stoked. I mean, he
yeah.
surfs everything. That's his thing.
But do you
Y-
blame him? I mean,
no,
you even if you watch the videos, I forget what the video was. I'll go back into his library and find it. But there was one where he was surfing these tiny little waves, and he was so excited. And
yeah,
Brian and I were watching him back when we lived together, and I said, makes me want to ride that wave because it just looked like it was so easy, so much fun to do. I mean, he was catching ride after ride after ride. And it to me, sometimes, guess what? It's quantity over, I'm not a big wave guy. I don't know. Maybe if I was, I'd say
I,
something different, but I'm not. It looked fun. It looked awesome. I love the fact that he got stoked for it. And I mean, and then seeing him in this video, I mean, it's a 21.5 minute video. First and foremost, has 4 dislikes on it, 4 thumbs down on the YouTube video, 2.2 thousand thumbs up. Now, I get it, it's long, but if you get into about the halfway point, that's where the swell really picks up. I mean, it is by far and away probably one of the better videos I've seen
yeah,
out of this swell or
that
any of the
that video
recent
and
swells.
Jamie's video too is just insane. But what a lot of people don't realize about Ben, when Ben was younger, I mean, he was a ripper. He made the national team, I think juniors or 18 and under, or maybe older. I mean, he was an absolute ripper, and he'll talk in his videos when he was younger. He was much more the guy who only wanted to go out when he thought it was perfect, and you know, kind of that guy just judging like, oh, the waves aren't that good, and blah blah blah. And he's kind of had like a reversal in his life where now it's just he's grateful for whatever the surf every day and the surf wherever. Um, but the thing is, if people actually watch his videos on the big swells that hit Jersey or the Outer Banks or even in Cali, like he caught this bomb in Cali like 2 years ago, absolutely insane. I mean, the guy is a ripper. Just like I said, it's just that weird subset that every action sport has, whether it's skating, snowboarding, who think they could do what he's doing or this, that, and the other. Like I even read a couple comments on Jamie's vlog, like, "Oh, those waves aren't nothing." Are you kidding me? I mean, there's a small handful of guys and
Uh,
women go out there and do that. That's not something you can just do. Like you can't go out there with a little bit of surf talent and do this. Like
Armchair quarterbacks, man.
they're
It's
always going to be there.
right.
Oh, no matter what it is.
It's every sport, like you said, and it's but I've got to say that that was one of the better videos I have seen in a
Did you
long
watch
time.
Jamie's
And
too?
yes, I didn't get to Jamie's yet.
I,
I'll add it to my list. I
I,
was watching the nephew's basketball game online.
I
So
got to say this. So Ben and Jamie s- are doing videos together in Hawaii, released them together. So they haven't been putting out the good stuff because they've been waiting. Jamie's video, some of the angles and shots from that just show you how big the waves Ben is riding, and it really puts it in perspective. I mean,
well, when you see them when you see the ski right on the side of the wave, right, and you
yeah,
just see this fat lip coming out like towards them. I mean, in the video itself, you can get the sense that they are scared to death. And I mean, they said it a few times through there, like, this is like, I'm terrified. I want to go home now. Like, this is like, I want this to be over because even though they know that they're the biggest waves ever, that this is the biggest wave that you have ever caught.
well,
Like,
like Jamie and Kalani were even saying like there was the fear, adrenaline in them too. It was definitely when you watch Jamie's video, it shows more of that too. And these are two guys, Kalani and Jamie, who've rode some massive waves, and they're saying they were going out there with a little fear in their stomach. I mean, anybody who thinks these guys go out there and charge those waves and don't think they have fear are just not thinking correctly, in my opinion. I mean, in Jamie's video, it kind of talks about a little bit why they have they wear the vest with the CO2, and he's telling them, like, when you fall on these waves, it's so deep out there. You get to the point where everything goes black and your ears are popping from the pressure. And that's why you have those canisters to pull them and get you up before another set comes and just really gets you down. I mean, it's
Yeah, and we've seen that. I mean, having been somewhat involved in the industry for some time, right? And I've seen that, but having him explain it is pretty cool, because I think that a lot of younger guys follow him, that may not know kind of the intricacies that go into this. It was, I mean, even as fine-tuned as like seeing the live footage, or the footage of them with the sled coming in and rescuing someone, and like them missing the board and having to like hightail it out of there because it looks like an avalanche is coming towards you, and then going back and trying to find your board again, and then like um it's a very
well, let's talk about the names. This
incredible.
also puts in perspective the other people who were out there with him surfing at that spot, at that swell. John Florence, Koa Rothman. I think Makua Rothman was out there. I think Nathan Florence was out there. These aren't just no name guys. I mean, these are the who's who of surfing heavy waves, and Ben Gravy's out there. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I, I never got when that small subset of people would give him crap because he would surf anything. Because if you go back and watch, like I said, watch his videos where the waves are firing. I mean, he's out there. When Kelly was in Jersey, and that was happening, it was firing. I mean, he
Yeah.
got this barrel there that was just mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. And then now to go to Hawaii and do it, I mean, that's a whole nother level, because Hawaii's the top. That's the most consequential place,
Yeah.
and you have to earn respect, to be able to surf there.
Yeah.
It's, to me, that says a lot. I mean, he's really putting Jersey on the map, because very few guys, they'll say they will do that, but when the time comes to go out there and
Not gonna
surf
do it.
that, they're
No,
not going to do it.
you're gonna
And
check it
to
out.
really get an idea, like I said, Jamie's video right around like the 16-minute mark is when the swell picks up in his Ben's part. The views of the waves, I mean, give you just massive, massive that he's riding. I mean, 20, 30-foot Hawaiian waves. You're talking 30, 40.
Yeah. Well, in watching these videos, and of course, like the Instagram posts from these guys, which will go into the movies or these videos on YouTube, like, for those of you listening and not watching it, I literally sat here with my mouth agape and was just like, wow. Oh, okay. It's nothing like Mother Nature to make you feel incredibly small and insignificant, and you are inconsequential. Like, you
Yeah.
just it's gonna barrel through you, man. And these guys are in the top of their game. So if you want to knock on Gravy, go ahead for some of his small stuff, but the guy can surf.
Well,
And
here I'm in JB's video. I'm gonna pause it. And I'll make the screen bigger and share it, and we'll play it so we won't get striked. But you'll get an idea of how big this surf is. I'm just trying to pause at the right spot. Massive. And this wasn't even the best shot from the video. And like you said, let me see. I'm gonna share now. Share screen. Let me blow this up. Oh, 1 second. You guys all know I'm special with the computer. Here we go. Full screen. Oh, I mean, look at that. I'll pause it. Pause it. That is not a small wave, and that's the smallest one he caught. I mean,
no, no,
I mean,
that is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wave, man.
and
It's
I can't show all the shots, but there's one more shot where they're doing it from the beach, and you really get an idea. I mean, just massive.
yeah.
I,
I
Dude, I'm so happy he was out there, and he got to score that, because uh, it just puts all the haters away. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, we've been hitting on this swell. I did hear from our friends over at Pro Surf Coaches here in Jersey, and Robbie Nelson, a wild man, was saying that we're in for a little bit of a dry spell here, right? A flat spell. Mid-January, they're expecting something to pick up sometime in February, but I mean, at least people have stuff to watch, man, because the waves are setting off over in
Yeah.
the Pacific. So
He caught. I don't know where it was. He posted a shot late last night in Hawaii. And I think it's at the famous short break. Maybe Keikis shore break they were surfing, and it was a good sized wave on Keikis shore break. Barreled and spit out. Beautiful bended. And all the comments were stoked for him. There's one guy who was like, "Yeah, nice small duck under." And Ben's response was so perfect. He's like, "I didn't see you out there." Boom,
well,
mic drop. Like,
this is, even on some of the stuff that I post, right? Like I had someone comment. I posted a long video, first video I ever did on YouTube, and it's on there. You guys can go see it. We were fishing up in this brook that Brian and I go to, and it was just, we were going and just screwing around, trying to film things, and we got skunked. Yeah, okay, it's fine. We were out there for like 3 hours, and if I bet you if we spent more time out there, we probably would have caught something because we walk up and down the river. But someone commented, it goes, "Oh, I don't know how you didn't catch anything." And then like I got a, always armchair quarter. You should have gone down here, and it's like, don't worry. Like I've grew up fishing this river. I know the intricacies of it. I know where to go. Like sometimes you're gonna get skunked. And again, didn't see you out there.
oh yeah,
So
dude. I don't know why that rubs me so,
well, it
badly.
shouldn't. But it shouldn't. Armchair quarterbacks are always going to say something, and if you okay, cool. If you could do it better, get out there and do it. Otherwise, I've got nothing.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Don't vape, guys. Jeez. I, people who don't surf, it's tough to understand like what Hawaii's about. I mean, that's like where everybody wants to go and prove themselves. I mean, that's the absolute proving ground. And, like I said, you don't just go out there and hop in the water and pad out in the lineup and get waves. That doesn't happen. It won't happen.
You're not
And
paddling out on what he just caught. That is
no.
for absolute sure.
And if you go out the pipe and you try to do that and you skunk the wrong person, it's not going to be pretty. Those waves in Hawaii, I mean, they are, they could be life and death scenarios. I
Oh,
mean,
100%. People die. People
yeah,
die. I mean, people die here. So imagine that times 1,000 as
the
far as
pipe,
size, volume of water coming at you, and then you're talking about having, underwater obstructions that can stop you. Unlike
the,
here, where you're just dealing with
the reef
and
and
bottom.
pipe is not like a coral reef like a Tavaru or Fiji that's, fire coral and pretty and all that. They say it's like cement. And when you watch videos of underwater footage, that's what it looks like. It looks like, I don't know, foot of
Like
water to
pylons. Yeah.
cement, just flat cement.
Yeah.
So, dude, I don't know. I've always liked Ben, and big ups to him, man. He's out there just putting the haters down. And
While we're hitting on that, I mean, we're talking about Hawaii. We're talking about, we were texting back and forth a little bit. There's a little bit of a hate going on regarding wearing Hawaiian shirts. And that brought us to wearing cargo pants and cargo shorts, right? So, I'm a big proponent, wear whatever the heck it is you want, like within reason, of course. I don't like people telling people that they shouldn't be wearing something, especially if it's appropriate. You are anti-cargo pants, which I am, and cargo shorts, which I am actually surprised by. I mean, actually, let me take that back. Maybe I'm not entirely surprised by it because you're a swimsuit guy. You are always walking around with your board shorts on. Like, as long as I've known you, in our, we'll say, teenage to adult lives. But I don't know, man. Like, would you ever say to someone, "Oh, it's stupid that you're an adult
no,
man wearing cargo pants"? No.
no,
But
I would never judge somebody on what they wear. It's just not for me. I don't like lots of things in my pockets. It drives me nuts. And board shorts. I'm in boardies. If I could be in boardies 365, I would be in them every day. But I can't from where I live. But even when I fish tournaments, I'm I'm wearing board shorts.
well, even when you were up here in an
Yep.
undisclosed month and it was supposed to be warm out and it was freezing cold, you were in board shorts and a t-shirt.
Oh yeah, it was like what into June. It was like 40 degrees that morning. I'm trying to
I
find pictures of me at tournaments in my board shorts to
it was
post.
unbelievably cold, man.
God, it
I
was so
couldn't believe
cold.
how cold that was. Um, I mean, I kind of assumed it was going to be because of whatever reason, but I think that it's disingenuous for people to say like, or you know, these men magazines and stuff like that. Who follows them? I don't know, but making fun of cargo shorts and cargo pants. I live in my cargo shorts. I don't care what anybody says. Summertime comes, I'm either wearing basketball shorts, I'm wearing my swimsuit, like with my board shorts, or I'm wearing cargo shorts. That's it.
Dude, I I wouldn't judge anybody, and I get the cargo pants because my buddy, when he fishes tournaments, he wears cargos for like the pockets. He can have his 3 different bags. It's all plastics that he's using right then and there. Just if he
Yeah.
needs to rehook up, he just re-rig, just grabs them out of his pocket, put it back in his pocket, and saves time.
Yeah, I believe it was GQ. I was trying to pull up the article before
Yeah,
this and I just forgot. But they were saying that basically that no adult man has any right to wear it. And like your friend, I was joking with Don. I said, what's funny is I think, and it was an older article, but I said, I like cargo pants. I'm trying to do the whole keto thing. I'm like, I can keep. You ever see Bad News Bears, the most
yeah.
recent one? He's the big kid. He drops the bacon and he's like, "What? I'm on keto." Well, like I could keep my bacon in my pocket, man. Like, what's wrong with that? Or my homemade beef jerky. So don't judge me. Leave me alone. And I'm gonna wear my Hawaiian shirt, and I don't want to hear anything about it.
Dude, I'll rock some Hawaiian shirts that are just completely outrageous. Like my mother, when my mother and stepfather took my daughter to Hawaii when she was like 6. So we're talking like 10 years ago. They went to Pearl Harbor and she got me this Hawaiian shirt. Pearl Harbor's got like all the old World War II planes on
Oh,
it.
that's
It's
awesome.
dude, it
Yeah.
is so amazing. I mean, I'll rock that in the right time, right place. But
I would rock a Hawaiian shirt all the time. Actually, in high school, the goal was for Bob and I was to go to prom wearing linen suits,
yeah,
like totally Miami Vice style, right? And then the
that was my
Hawaiian
show when I
shirts
was a
underneath. I loved Hawaii. I love Miami Vice, man. Like,
dude.
come
I
on.
was a little child watching that. I still
Me
remember
too.
that. I did. Yeah, I love
Me
that
too,
show.
man. But like, to say that it's not okay for people to wear them, I think that there's a connotation or some sort of association with some fringe elements, quote unquote. We'll do air quotes, right? With wearing Hawaiian shirts. But guess what? Wear what you want. Don't tell anyone. Don't let anyone tell you. Don't let these influencers tell you you can or cannot do something regarding what it is you're wearing, unless it's harmful for somebody. But
Right.
what are you wearing that's harmful? What are you, I don't know. Um,
Right now, I'm wearing a t-shirt, no pants, and doing this like this. You know what I mean? No, I got jeans on. I mean,
right.
but like the Twitter was going off like 4 or 5 months ago. People arguing about the whole cargo, no cargo things, and back then I thought it was stupid. Like,
Well, it always comes up, and I think it came to mind because I did see someone post something this week, and it was like talking about someone wearing cargo pants and how they associated it with a specific type of person. We're trying to stay as vague as possible because we are a
right?
family-friendly show, and we're not trying to get into anything political or
Nope.
offensive. But who cares, man? If they want to wear it, let them wear it. If you want to wear it, let you wear it. That doesn't mean that you're part of something. Just wear your freaking cargo pants and your Hawaiian shirts and tell everyone to leave you alone. You're good to go.
Dude, I got the
Um,
goofiest style in the world. Like when I take a
we
ranger
can
out to
tell
walk, I'll be wearing
your
long sleeve
your
jeans
Lululemon.
and then my rain boots. Like the rain boots, like
Yeah,
my
yeah,
mud boots, like for the farm.
yeah.
I'm just rocking those and it's sunny out. I mean, I don't care.
I wear my LL Bean duck boots until probably
Yeah.
it's like too hot and it's time for me to switch over to flip flops because I love them. I'll wear them all, and I don't tie them. I don't do anything. And then people are just like, "You should tie your shoes." I'm like, well, "You should mind your business."
Mind your
I'm not,
business,
I'm
buddy.
not a I'm not a child. I
I'm
don't
not
need
your
to tie.
child.
I don't need to tie my shoe. I'm not running anywhere. And if I do, I'm gonna take my shoes off and I'm gonna run
Next time
because
somebody
I'm
says that to you, you'd be like, "You keep that up. You're gonna go to timeout, Mister." That's what you should say to them and see what they'll probably be like. Damn, that was
cargo
good.
pants, duck boots.
Cargo
I
pants.
don't think so, Mister.
Uh-uh. I
Nope.
mean, everybody's style is what makes them interesting. I think people
I,
just.
I
I
don't
mean,
disagree with
I kook out. I wear some kooky stuff sometimes just to
you.
kook out.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well,
I
like
got some
tights are.
updates. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like running tights are in for men out of nowhere, and I see like we went to the gym for the first time today. A local local weightlifting establishment for the first time since everything got shut down, and guys walking around in shorts with running tights underneath. Now I'm cool with that. We used to do that when I ran track and
Okay,
field,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like
With
you wear them
shorts,
under
yes.
shorts, like cool, but like I remember there was a time when men would wear them without, and I think it's starting to come back a little bit. And
Just the
I'm not
tights, like the
just
ballet tight.
hey,
No, man,
maybe
I will
it's
judge
comfortable,
there,
but maybe it's comfortable.
dude.
I'm
But
not
then
judging because
all
I
right,
don't
we're
know.
family friendly, but use
I
your
don't know.
imagination. You gotta.
Yes, I got you. But maybe around the house,
Maybe I
maybe,
would feel like a
maybe.
ballerina, but
But you
hey,
kind of
I
look
mean,
like
what
a
not?
ballerina.
I mean,
But
let's do
so,
it.
but you were saying, yeah, I interrupted you and I apologize.
So in the fishing world, I got some updates. My buddy Brennan, who I'm fishing the South Carolina division with this year, he's actually also fishing the Savannah River division, which has their first event on Lake Kiowee on February 16th, and we're gonna do a video with him checking in either pre-tournament or post-tournament. I think that will be pretty cool. But that's coming up, and getting excited for that. And then the week after that, let me look at myself. Yeah, we have Lake Murray on the 13th, where I'll be down there fishing too. And Brendan and I are going to shoot some videos for you guys and
Can't
like
believe it's coming
prep
that
in.
quickly, man.
Well, yeah. Well,
It
the thing is,
really.
so I got Lake Murray on the 13th. This is South Carolina division. So Lake Murray on the 13th, Santee Cooper on the 27th of March, Lake Hartwell May 1st, Clarks Hill June 19th. That's in McCormick, South Carolina too. And then Lake
Hmm.
Murray 25th and 26th. That's just my South Carolina. And then we'll look at my Maryland. The Northeast Division, April 17th, the Bay, 22nd of May, the Bay, Lake Champlain, July 24th, which that should be a blast. And then probably my most favorite lake in the country, Cayuga, August 7th, and then St. Lawrence, 11th and 12th.
Can you send me a link to those, and we'll post that in the show notes for those of you who are
Yeah.
interested in following, or perhaps maybe some of you would like to join one of the tournaments.
And then
you know,
I hopefully, I mean, I'm going to say I will make regionals for both. Regionals.
I'm quietly optimistic that you will make regionals. I mean, if you don't cut your hair, you might even make the world championship.
All American. That would be
No, world championship.
if you got that far, I would say yes, 100%.
I got you. Cool. So Joe, any plans for the weekend outdoors?
I'm actually going to be heading up to Susquehanna Fishing Tackle here soon.
Oh, nice.
I might go up either Saturday, if not Saturday, Monday. It looks like we're actually going to check the weather. I think
we're getting some snow. I think we're supposed to get a big snowstorm on Tuesday.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday they're saying that for us too. Saturday is going to be cold here, and Sunday too.
Sunday's going to be cold. We'll be out on the river. I'm hopefully taking the godson for a little fly fishing. Wish me luck.
Cold's kind of tough for me with my leg. I mean,
Yeah.
it really is, unfortunately. I was thinking of maybe trying to get out and doing some shore fishing, but I know it's kind of a cop out, but it's really tough for me when it's cold like that.
Yeah. Does it work at all if you layer appropriately and wrap your knee? Do you feel like that helps?
No, the cold really affects it.
Yeah.
It just makes it even more sore than it already is. And the other time where it gets really sore too is when we have days where it's really cold in the morning and then it warms up through the day. That's another time.
Yeah, that's typical of any kind of like muscular bone injury where it just gets affected like that. I know really cold days my knees start to hurt. I blew them out running track in high school, and it took years of me rehabbing them myself to get them back up and running. But still, like this winter for some reason, but this morning, for example, it was just frigid and my knees were killing me.
Yeah, that was me. Still to right now, it's throbbing. So with the knee injury, short fishing is really kind of tough for me because it's not really safe for me to be hiking.
No,
Bushwhacking. It's not, and it would be dumb if I did.
Especially alone. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And like I've always said before, that the shore spots around here aren't the greatest, but there's a couple I can go to. I went to one this year. You're not likely to catch fish, but it's still nice to throw the
Well,
line out.
I've got a great idea for you. Just go to downtown Washington, D.C. I heard there's a river there called the Potomac, and
Yes,
there are these massive catfish that you can catch on chatterbait.
I've caught them.
So basically, if you just go right down from the Capitol building down to the river there, you fish right there, and you'll
Pretty
probably catch it.
close.
Right? It's pretty close to there.
Pretty close. My buddy Rodney and I, he goes down there and he'll short fish a lot. And one of his spots is like in the Alexandria area, and like you're right in the city.
Yeah,
Um,
it's right there. After you told me about that, I Googled it and I was looking up pictures of guys fishing and gals fishing from there, and I was like, oh, no way. Because in my mind, I don't picture the
you
Potomac,
wouldn't.
especially in DC like that. I did not. So I was actually amazed. And there's apparently a big vibrant fishing community right there in the middle of the city.
There is, but unfortunately, they're having some issues on the Potomac with
You told me that, yeah.
pollution, um, and there was something else. I think a fish die-off just happened too.
Yeah.
You have a
Oh,
huge trash island that's popped up.
I,
Luckily, they have a good group of guys south of the city who really try to keep the Potomac clean and take care of it. I have this story on my Facebook. Where it is?
well,
Yeah,
it's good.
heartbreaking trash island grows in the Potomac River. It's insane when you see.
Yeah,
And
I'll have to look that up because
I,
that's frustrating. And even when I went hiking behind the house this week and into the woods here, and it's Green Acres, and just the sheer amount of trash. And I always think to myself, like, I typically leave with more than I come. I leave the woods or whatever I'm doing with more than I went out with. And I keep saying I gotta remember to put a trash bag in my backpack, because I mean there was so much industrial waste back there. And some of you may have seen my video, and I will get up my fishing video from the snow eventually. I have not edited it yet, but like I show in the video, like some of this trash, man, like it's just piles of it out of nowhere. And it's not, I don't think people are littering back there, but they're littering upstream, and then it's getting
upstream, yep.
stuck back here in the woods. And it's just disgusting and disheartening, man. And
It
yeah,
especially with the Potomac, because I mean the Potomac. If the viewers haven't got the experience fishing on the Potomac, it is amazing. I mean, where we launch. I mean, George Washington's house is right there, and just the history on that river, and then you go all the way up into DC and you see all that stuff. It's just absolutely amazing. Like we fish this grass bed a lot that's right there by Mount Vernon, and you're fishing in front of the same place where George Washington used to go down the water shore and do whatever George Washington did to the water, and it's just absolutely beautiful, and it
yeah,
breaks your heart to see the trash that runs off into there. And like you said, it's all of it's most, not all of it, a lot of it comes from upstream. I guess people don't realize what you throw in the streets is going to make it
yeah.
back there and then eventually into the bay.
And
I
we'll
mean,
we'll end on this, and then we'll go to a happy note and then finish for the day.
yeah,
But a buddy of mine posted that something like 10 million mass have found their way into the oceans. So like, if that can happen, I mean, just imagine what your local waterways look like, and that's shameful. We have to do better. And if you do go out into the great outdoors, please bring trash bags with you, and pick up what you can. And as always, at least here in New Jersey, it's carry in, carry out in state parks. So carry in and carry out your garbage. It's not
I,
rocket science. But on a plus side, I did say, we finished on a happy note here. I am doing brook trout fishing this weekend, which is my absolute favorite fish to catch, and I don't care the size. I love them because they are wild, they're beautiful, and they are so much fun to catch. So hopefully, my godson can come with me. Right now it's 50-50,
which
and
one, Jimmy
or Ryan,
Ryan?
and I've got this spot that has the biggest brook trout I've ever seen in the state of New Jersey so far. And we'll talk about this, maybe next week.
State record, maybe.
Uh, it
Will
could
Mr.
potentially,
Hacker
it
be?
could, it could potentially be, but I don't want to keep it because they're. I don't even
I
like. I
know.
don't even know. You and I talked about this. We'll get into
Yeah,
this in a later episode. I don't understand how you can possibly get a state record for a fish that you're not going to keep in harvest, right? I wouldn't
yeah.
keep a brook trout. I don't even think you can keep a brook trout. I'll
I don't. Yeah, I
double
don't think you
check on
could.
that.
I
But it's our state fish. Like it's highly endangered. Actually, we're all in a trout conservation area, so you can't keep wild and native fish. So you'd have to release it. So what are you going to do? What do I get to bring out people? But I
I don't know.
will.
Maybe you have to have like a registered scale and
But I have to keep
pictures,
the thing
maybe.
alive, and it's illegal to transport a fish like with the intent of bringing it somewhere else. I have to
I
look
would ask your local
DNR.
fly guy and see what they say, because
It is when I tell you this thing that I scared it out a few months ago, and I know exactly the hole that it's in or the stretch that it's in, and it has nowhere to go downstream because there is an obstruction in the way. And this thing, if you've ever seen trout that have gotten so big that they have the hook jaw, this thing's got the hook jaw.
oh,
Like
it's got the hook jaw, huh?
it looks like it belongs in like it's a sea running salmon or something like that. So it
I
is
mean, I've
big.
seen some huge steelhead. I've seen some
Yeah.
huge steelhead caught, and it's amazing when they get to that size.
Yeah, so I'm not saying it's that big, but it is a
I
big
know.
fish. But yeah, I'll keep you posted. And yeah, Joe,
Yeah.
always a pleasure, brother.
20th episode. We made it to 20. I
We
mean,
did, we
we
did.
did hit on that.
Now
Maybe
I
for
did.
25, we'll have a party and
I made
we'll
him.
have to dance.
I made a mistake. I accidentally deleted an episode, so I deleted it on both. So this will be the 20th, but it's going to be labeled as the 19th because I basically backtracked everything.
Oh,
I did that
man.
today by accident. I was going
Oh,
in and I was doing
man.
editing, trying to add show notes, and I accidentally hit delete. That's what happens when you're trouble, I guess, doing 5 things at once. So they're deleted on both of them. It was the episode 10 is now gone. I don't know. I apologize for
The
that. So
mustache coming in though. I am going to try to do the stash for you guys.
it looks glorious. I might trim a little bit this week. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, next week we'll have B with us. He got caught up with work, so
Or
whatever
something.
comes first.
Yeah. Well,
Life,
guys.
life, life comes at you fast.
Yeah. If you don't stop to look around once in a while, you might miss it.
Yeah, exactly.
Bow, bow, chicka, chicka.
Well, I want to give a shout. I do want to give a shout out this time. Stretching
Yes,
lines.
we forgot.
Dude, they really do take care of me, and they're a great company. Check them out, stretchinglines.com. Use my discount code JMStaff15 for a 15% discount. Damien's a great guy, so definitely check him out.
Beautiful. All right, guys, and thank you for listening, Joe. Always great seeing you, and
Shaka, brother.
we got to do this, brother. Later.
Later, brother.
Peace.
All right, so that was the Hacker Outdoors podcast with Brian Hacker and Joey McCormick. If you like what you heard, please give us a rating on whatever platform you are listening to or watching this on. Please check the show notes for some links about the topics we discussed today. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.